Hey guys, having a little talk about a tool. I've had one of these before, but I broke mine. So I thought I bought a new one off of Amazon. It wasn't that expensive. I'll put a link down below for it if you guys are interested in looking at it or buying one. For you guys that are doing a lot of zip tie stuff, these are actually pretty handy. They're nice to have if you have a bunch to do. They pull it tight at a certain tension, and as well as they cut it off. And they're not, like I said, they're not super expensive. Something for you guys that are using them all the time, they're actually pretty nice to have. Let me get this thing turned around here. So, pull it out of the box here. So for you guys that have never used one of these things, this one actually has, like, it's actually made out of steel, which is actually kind of, the last one I had was made out of plastic, so this one's actually nice. Like I said, I'll put a link down below for it. These are not for the big zip ties, just the small zip ties and the medium-sized zip ties, 1/4 inch wide. But you know, if you have a bunch of zip ties to do, I'm just going to use this can for instance. Actually, I should tension it up, I guess. So there's numbers on it. You can see in there that's on 2. Tension it up a bit. I know I used to leave my other one at 2 all the time. Honestly, don't know how high it goes, but. And then literally all you have to do is just put it on there. Like there's a little groove for the zip tie to go in there. And, you know, it's on a smooth can, so it'll still move around, but it's pretty tight. And then if you know, let's say you're doing a bundle of wires or something like that, just for instance, just so you show where it's loose, right? They are pretty nice, I think. But and it doesn't cut it just perfectly off, I don't think, but it cuts it relative. It's not sharp on you, and you know, if you had a set of close cuts, then you could cut it off the rest of the way if you really wanted to. I usually use close cuts if I'm doing engine bay ones, or depending on where you're doing it. You know, if you were doing it on a bunch of electrical underneath the dash, you know, a lot of them don't have to be close cut, but nice to have close cuts. Actually, like, do I have my? Well, I'm grabbing close cuts here. I'll put a link down below for a set of close cuts too. But if you see how far that's sticking out right now, for you guys that never have, I personally like using close cuts because it literally snips it off like perfect. There's that one, right? And then there's nothing there to catch yourself on, which is nice. But anyways, not a real long video. I just thought I would do a talk about it a little bit. I've seen a few people asking on different pages or whatever like that about them, so I thought I'd let you know. And like I said, I'll put a link down below for both. And they're not super expensive. It's just if you're doing a bunch of zip ties, it's nice. They get a good tension on them, more tension than you can pull on with your hand usually, and the tension is the same across. So if you're doing wiring, like let's say you were doing, like, for instance, which I probably should use it on. If you look on the wall there where the wire is across the wall, you can just put a bunch of zip ties on, then just go zip, dip, 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 all the way across and cut them all off, and it just looks neat, you know. Anyways, that's all there is for this one. Remember, it's not rocket science.